Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be talking about the French election today. I haven't really made any videos about any elections outside of the United States, mostly because I'm of course not as familiar with those countries and how they work. I am from the United States, but I did want to talk about the French election and the race between Emmanuel Macron and Le Pen. I'm not even going to try pronouncing her first name, and of course the other people that are in the race. Okay, that is my dog. The other people in the race, such as Zemmour, and yeah. So, in case you're not familiar with the French elections and how they work, um, there is going to be a two rounds, I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but two rounds of this election. So, first off, everybody that wants to run in the first round is can sign up and be in that first round. And at the moment, there's really a few top contenders: Le Pen, Macron, and like three or four more. And then once that round finishes, it actually that vote is tomorrow, and those results will most likely come in tomorrow. But once that is finished, there will be a second round with the two people who got the most votes in the first round. So it's kind of similar to ranked choice voting, except there's a second vote. So the two most popular people from the first round, most likely will be Macron and Le Pen, will go on to compete in a second round that I believe is going to be April 22nd, where they will finally battle it out for the actual president. Those two people, one of them will become the next president. So at the moment, I just wanted to look at a few polls for talking about these French elections. I actually wanted to start here. And, they've been this interactive polls. I look at them. I look at other poll states, but this really, I think, is more in depth with the polls and specifically looks at things. Others are more generalized. But this poll shows Le Pen actually leading Emmanuel Macron in the presidential runoff election. So this is a poll conducted with these two people specifically on the ballot, most likely, assuming that they would make it to the second round, with Le Pen, or I'm sorry, not Le Pen up two, Macron up two. Now, it was expected that this would be a close race, but this is actually looking like Le Pen could actually win this election. I think that this is an embodiment and highlighting the increased spread of populism across the world. Le Pen is not obviously the most populist candidate. It would most likely be, I believe his name's Eric Zemmour. He's definitely much closer to Trump. But what we are seeing is an increased wave of populism, an increased wave of more right-wing conservatism taking hold not only in the United States but also in Europe. This, in my mind, began with Brexit and Britain leaving the European Union, and then it obviously went on to Trump's election, Trump's victory in 2016, Viktor Orban's victory in Hungary. He's on the right wing. He's a conservative. Jair Bolsonaro's victory, although he actually might lose his Brazilian presidential race, but that is still about a year away. And really across the globe, you're seeing it now with Le Pen. Angela Merkel was ousted, and her replacement was slightly, you could say, more to the right than Angela Merkel, or she's not as she was there for a while. I think that former world order is actually kind of going away, if you want to call it the world order. I know people don't like using that term, but Angela Merkel definitely has decreased. And now Emmanuel Macron, now he's not been there for a super long time, but I think he's one of those familiar faces. And I wanted to look at, first off, these demographics and talk about this a little bit. So it's very interesting. The people that support Macron are actually the older population in the country. When you look at the demographics from 18 to 24, so this was the poll that had Macron up two, and it actually was a 10-point shift towards Le Pen from a week ago, which is really amazing, and this was conducted April 8th. 18 to 24 is Le Pen up 12, and I know you can read this, but for those who are not specifically looking at the screen, I'll read it out loud. 25 to 34, Le Pen up 6. 35 to 44, Le Pen up 6. 45 to 54, Le Pen up 2, and then 55 plus has Macron up 10, which is very interesting because it shows that in some countries, actually, the younger population is much less, in favor of somebody like of a more left-wing politician. Now, in the United States, the younger population is definitely much more like that, although I do think there is going to be a significant shift in the young vote. I think that the Gen Z, Generation Z in the United States, not to go off of the French election, but just to talk about it, Gen Z in the United States is really a wild card. I actually think they could end up being very, very conservative in the future of the United States, much different from millennials, and even boomers. I think that millennials, boomers, much more left wing, and Gen X and Gen Z, Zoomers, if you want to call them that, are much more right. Well, they're not right wing, but well, at least Zoomers at the moment are not right wing. But I think when you go through that generational shift as we go forward into the future, Zoomers will turn more to the right, and this, I guess, amplifies what you're seeing in France. Most of the young population actually supports Le Pen. Now, this is very contingent on those 18 to 24-year-olds, 25 to 34-year-olds actually getting out and voting for her, given that the younger population's turnout is much lower than the older population's turnout, and this is really a global phenomenon. But if that's the case, you really could see French possibly having a new president in really a matter of weeks, a matter of days. And I know, it takes a little bit longer to get sworn in, but this is a very interesting race. I would definitely keep your eye out for this. Eric Zemmour, he possibly could do better than expected in this French election. In the election tomorrow, I would keep your eye out on this election. This is going to be very emblematic in my mind of what we're going to see in 2022 in the midterms in the United States, what we're going to see in Brazil's election, and what we're going to be seeing going forward in the new world politics. The United States, as we know, and Europe are very intertwined in politics. Now, European politics is more leftward overall than the United States, but they kind of shift in similar directions as the pendulum swings back and forth. But that's really all I have for you guys today. Just take a look at these polls. I thought it was very interesting. Let me know of what you think of this French election, how you think it will go in, I guess, tomorrow, and how it would go April 22nd. And stay tuned for more videos. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're 2 subscribers away from 520, so I'd love to get there. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.